in my drunk comics that I'm trying to recall right now, John Constantine talks to a shaman-like character.
Shaman?
Yeah, let's go with that. A shaman-like character.
I've just never heard it said shaman before.
You know, I've been drinking.
You have.
So, bat squash.
Translations are part of the charm of drunk comics.
Exactly.
Yes.
So he talks to him, and he gets some insight on what this demon and what he has to do. So he gets the information from this shaman who, for whatever reason, knows English, even though he's never spoken English in his life.
I mean, sometimes people speak two languages.
Yeah. No, but he has magic, so he can understand English.
Oh, so he's just basically like the babblefish.
Exactly.
He has like a babblefish magic.
No, exactly.
Also,
so
because
whatever language.
And also because comics, correct.
Exactly. Whatever language he can speak in, he can understand because comics.
Kind of like the TARDIS, how it will just translate everything.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
That's exactly.
That is a delightful magical
because
power.
comics saying this, I'm cool.
So,
like
again, this is Hellblazer #1.
correct.
Establishing Constantine as a working class
Warlock.
Basically, you're every guy, but he makes shit disappear or whatever. So he's following this lead.
David Copperfield stole this.
Oh shit, that would be awesome. I really wish David Copperfield was a thing still. I really wish.
But remember that mask guy like ruined everything.
I know. No, not like David Blaine and stuff and shit.
No.
So John Constantine is following this lead. He goes to Africa. He comes back.
Goes to Africa. We don't know where.
Somewhere in Africa. He gets this lead from this shaman about this demon. Was it Nemoth? Nemoth demon. He's a hungry demon. Yeah. And we go into it where the confrontation happens at the end, where there's a priest fighting it off, which, you know, me being a half-assed Catholic going, hey, Catholicism should fight this fucking demon off a little bit. But
Catholicism failed?
Yes, it does. Which I'm like,
strong Catholic prayers were not enough.
Strong Catholic prayers were not enough.
I feel like every story I hear about possessions and exorcisms, Catholicism does fail. No offense.
It's like, I've never seen The Exorcist, but isn't that basically the premise of The Exorcist?
Exactly.
Like, we couldn't pray the demon away?
No, it falls short, and it bums me out. Because it's not like I'm a strong Catholic, but I'm Catholic enough to be like, oh,
bummer.
Damn. It's like, I thought we had enough juice in this story, but I guess not. But
I mean, if you did, you wouldn't need the working class warlock.
Exactly. So the working class warlock in the story, not in real life, because
this isn't real life.
Oh,
I'm sorry. I thought you should have clarified that.
I
thought
I think this was a biography. I think you're wrong. I think this was a biography.
So the working class warlock sees that the priest is not strong enough, clearly showing that Catholicism is not strong enough.
Maybe the priest's faith was just not strong enough.
Yeah, what if it's just a really shitty priest?
I know, and that's what I'm thinking too, to be honest.
That's how I feel like you can justify your Catholicism here.
Exactly.
I feel okay about it, because this was just like one of the many shitty priests
that exist in
Catholicism.
And maybe it just wasn't the priest that, just kind of failed or wasn't up to par.
I don't want to be all hashtag not all priests.
Oh my God.
Maybe if we should have had like someone else come in here.
And sometimes maybe it's the guy and not the religion. And I think you might be right. So
we'll go with that.
The working class warlock in the story, in the comic, says, oh my gosh, I'm glad it went after the priest first and not me, because I didn't know if I was strong enough. So in the comic,
summed up
it goes after the priest because it manifests itself.
So is it like we think that the priest and Catholicism and like fake magic, like we're gonna just like put them up first to see if they can be the sacrificial lamb, but then like Constantine's like, well, fuck, we realized this was a farce. Like now I need to go and do my job.
Exactly.
Is that what's happening here?
Exactly what's happening. Okay. Exactly what's happening. So, and that's where it sets it up, where in the comic, not in real life.
Correct.
Yep. The comic is not
Constantine is fighting this fucking demon with everything he has or whatever. I think he may have a pocket knife. I don't fucking know. I don't remember. I'm reading between.
Wait, John Constantine's weapon of choice is a pocket knife.
You know, maybe it's a mystic pocket knife. I don't fucking.
I was like, does it at least have a curse?
I think it might be.
I feel like that's underwhelming. If John Constantine is like, I'm John Constantine, ooh, spooky magic, but like, here's my Swiss Army.
I think it might be an enchanted one.
I feel like John Constantine is supposed to be underwhelming, though.
Wait a minute, Kelly. Speaking of John Constantine,
you're gonna move the
No, I love
Stop.
it. No, I love it.
I'm just worried about the phone literally falling down, and we're gonna have to fix it. Editing nightmare for Kelly here.
I'm ecstatic because we've been talking about John Constantine, but we haven't talked about her real life encounter with John Constantine.
Yes. Okay.
Please tell me about that.
Oh, okay.
The perfect segue.
Perfect segue. Thank you for that tee up. Oh my God. So I was at a convention where Matt Ryan was a guest.
Ooh.
I know.
That's so cool.
Matt Ryan is very nice. Very, very nice. And he was just, so I wasn't going to meet him because it was short on funds and just, yeah. And celebrities charge lots of fees to meet them.
But you really have to pick and choose, like,
you do. But now I regret not paying the funds because he's a super nice guy and I will pay money to meet him next time.
When COVID fucks the fuck off.
Right. So we're about to leave and all of a sudden I turn around and John fucking Constantine, Matt Ryan, is in the middle of the aisle, the convention aisle. Unlike most celebrities who just like sit at their booths, which is fine, behind security, he's just decided to roam the convention floor and talk to people.
Really? He went out on the floor, like not in disguise?
Not in disguise, just
wow.
Talking to people, like super nice. So I waited my turn. And a month or two prior to that, I had done boudoir Zatanna photos.
Woo!
I know, which are not getting spliced into this video. We're gonna keep the videos a little more tasteful than that.
Okay.
Not that they were that distasteful. They were tasteful, but so we're gonna save a little bit for the paywall behind my Patreon.
Well, you should.
Right.
Yeah. But Phoenix Sisters cosplay, right?
Exactly. Thank you. So I wait to talk to him, and he is so nice. And I was dressed as Black Canary, but one of the first things I say to him after I start talking to him, and I'm like, oh, I should have worn my Zatanna cosplay. He's like, you should have. And so he's a big fan of Constantine. Like, he's a protector of the character. He very clearly knows the character.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
That's cool. That's very cool.
I know. Like, he's voiced the character in animated, the animated movies. He's done the character in the show. And he told me that he was like, I really wanted Zatanna to be on like season 2 of Constantine if we would have gotten a season 2. And then I was like, cool. I know, right? Is that not a cool insight?
Yeah, I know, that would have been awesome.
Right? And oh my God. So of course I have no filter. You both know this.
Exactly.
And we appreciate this about you.
I was gonna say, I like to think this is part of my charm.
It is.
It's also my disclaimer, like what you see is what you get. Take it or leave it.
Yeah.
So I'm talking. So I go to him, at the time I didn't have any pictures of my regular Zatanna costume on my phone.
You had the boudoir ones.
I wanted to show a picture of my Zatanna costume, man.
I feel like that's almost better, though.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a better story.
Way harder.
It
here's her being sexy Zatanna.
I mean, is there any other way to be a Zatanna?
No, absolutely not.
No.
So
a sexy character.
It is.
I do not think he knew what boudoir meant.
Oh,
really?
I'm pretty sure he didn't. So I mentioned to him, I was like, I don't have a picture of my normal Zatanna, but I did a boudoir photo. I swear to God, I don't think he knew what boudoir meant. I did not realize this when he consented to see the photos. So I showed him the first two
I think
photos.
you did your best to like set up the scenario to be like,
yeah.
This is a thing here. Like,
I tried.
It's not just going to be me in the streets. It's going to be me in the sheets. Like, this is what you're getting. Like, are we cool with this?
No. So what did you do? What did you do?
The first two photos, and
was this on your phone? Is this on your phone?
So he's like leaning in.
A photo album around with her at the convention just in case Constantine.
Well, you know,
yes, I did. I really should have. It was like tied with a ribbon and like all sad.
That'd be hotter.
She just carries it with her every day, honestly.
That'd be hotter,
She's just like, you know, just in case the opportunity arises.
Mm-hmm. So with the second photo, I did not hear this. The people around me heard this. With the second photo, he looks and he goes, "Oh," in his British accent. And I cannot do British accents, but I'm going to try, and it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
And you're going to laugh. That's in order. He goes, "Oh, these are too hot for my eyes." Since I did not hear, I showed him a third photo.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Take it home.
Awkwardness for the win. And then we left. And afterwards, my friends turned to me and they're like, "Why did you show him a third photo after he said these are too hot for my eyes?" Oh, with the third photo, his comment was, "Oh, hello."
That's amazing.
Again, right. So after we left, my friends are like, "Well, why did you show him a third photo?" I'm like, after he said, "Oh, these are too hot for my eyes," I'm like, he said what? And I did what?
No,
Once in a moment, you're just like,
no.
Yeah, like I'm meeting Constantine. Like, what is happening?
Might
like,
as well. Shit. I'd be all about it.
We were on our way out the door. He didn't have time to call security.
It was fine. No one got arrested.
I
Everything's
love
cool.
that story. When you told me, I love that story because you're showing off your good stuff.
Why not?
You're looking good.
You're
Shit.
like, "Hey, Constantine, if you want more of this, patreon.com.
I should have. That was before we had business cards. Otherwise, I would have been like,
"Oh, no. Yeah.
No, you guys could do great stuff on that. And I love it.
Thank you.
So,
well,
no.
and then, so obviously I told my husband the story on the way home because whatever.
Of
And then
course.
like months and months later, we're watching Legends of Tomorrow, and I was drinking because apparently I'm very busy, as one does. And I'm just like, I'm gonna pretend he was being woohoo. I'm gonna pretend he was being honest and wasn't just like trying to get out of seeing more photos of the 30-something mom. And so I turned to my husband and I'm like,
moms can be fucking hot, so it's totally fine.
And you are fucking hot.
And you are fucking hot. So it's
to use an old phrase and date myself, I like to think I'm a MILF.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
So I turned to my husband, I hit him as I've been drinking, and I just smile. I'm like, he said I'm too hot for his eyes.
That's amazing. I love it.
My husband just laughs at me.
No,
He's like,
no. And that's what's great about this, that we finally got a Constantine. And I like the Keanu Reeves version of it, but Matt Ryan's version of it is the definitive version of it.
oh, for sure. And, like talking to him, he knows his shit.
Yeah.
It's even cooler to be a fan of the character because, like, you can always tell when someone, like, and there's no shame. And, like, if you play a character, you're not into it. Like, it's a job. It's totally understandable. I'm not going to shame anybody. But it's even cooler when you can tell that someone is a fan of the character and is like, this is, like, oh, like I really want to do it justice because they're going to put that much more effort into it and it's going to mean something. Like I feel like that's kind of like Brendan Routh being like, either Superman or Ray Palmer. You can tell that he's just like all in on that.
And that's why it's super fucking cool that you got to meet him and got to make that connection with fucking Constantine.
That's so much cool. That's like a better interaction than just like, here, have some money and then we can take a selfie and I saw you for 30 seconds. Dope. Amazing.
That's kind of why I'm not a big fan of doing the monetary transactions because usually that's what it is. But that was awesome. Like, and him talking about like that he had plans, that he'd read the comics and he wanted things for the second season, and like he clearly has read comics and had things in mind, and he pushed for things for just very nice guy.
That is very cool. That's very cool. So like now I'm curious what happens with this like hunger demon and Constantine, and like does it get slain ever or like
and that's the thing because the initial fucking comic keeps you hanging for the second, for the number 2. So we see him fight the hunger demon, but he doesn't slay it in the initial comic.
Okay, but so we're at the apartment and there are all these bugs and there's all this bug spray.
We go past that. We go back to a church where Constantine.
Oh, right, because Catholicism failed.
God bless it. That's right.
I'm trying to stay on track.
Exactly.
I've had a couple beers now. I'm trying to recall.
No, but he has to fight it.
Very long day.
Because whenever the shitty priest can't fight this hunger demon, so this hunger demon has to fight Constantine. But Constantine's trying to come up with stuff, and we see him.
The priest is fighting Constantine, or the demons?
The demons fighting No, the demons fighting Constantine and the priest.
I didn't know if the priest got in on it.
No, the priest was in there.
Okay.
And the priest, again,
the priest failed.
The priest
Constantine's like, fuck, I need to fix what Catholicism couldn't.
Exactly. So
the daily grind of being a working class warlock.
Exactly. So he's trying to fix stuff.
Of failed Catholicism.
But that's how the comic ends with issue number 1, with that resolution, like, what is he gonna do to get rid of this hunger demon?
Okay, so it's like dun dun dun. What will Constantine do next? You best buy episode 2 and find out.
Exactly. So it kind of feeds into the number 2. And I'm not lying, this character is very exciting because I didn't start with number 1. I just jumped in with a graphic novel. And this character basically cheating the devil, which I love. And that's where I jumped in.
Because you think the devil should be the best cheat, right?
Exactly.
And if someone can
no, he outsmarts the devil.
That's badass. That's super badass.
And that's where I jumped in.
I mean, not necessarily. All you need is a fiddle.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair. That is true.
Because the devil can't fiddle worth a shit.
Or you have to be the Fonz and harness the power of love, like in that episode of Happy Days where he beats the devil's nephew.
What?
Yeah.
I did not know that was a thing, but I'm glad I learned. I feel so much better.
I forgot about that.
I grew up watching so much Happy Days. Sorry, that's like a weird niche reference. That one episode.
I forgot about that one.
I feel like
but that's a cliffhanger in this Hellblazer number 1.
So it's like, what will we do to pick up the pieces where Catholicism could not do its job?
No, because it sets up a whole bunch of stuff that is canon within Hellblazer. It sets up this demon, Nemoth. It sets up Papa Midnight, which is on the TV show as well.
What's Papa Midnight? Is that the dude that got possessed?
No. Papa Midnight is like a Jamaican kind of voodoo kind of character that shows up throughout the series.
So is he racism?
No, he is not racism. He's an aspect of he's a black.
I'm just saying, doesn't it seem like it could be? Is he like Papa Shango?
It definitely,
because that's kind of racism.
It kind of skirts that, but he's a little bit more fleshed out.
Papa Shango being the professional wrestler from the early 90s.
Obviously.
Charles Wright, who went on to be
obviously. So
Kama Mustafa and the
Papa Midnight shows up as a main character, and he will be throughout the series. But he shows up in number 1 in trying to help Constantine.
So is the moral of Constantine voodoo is greater than Catholicism?
You know what? He doesn't really help. He just shows up saying, I might help you, but nah.
Does he also feel like on a similar level to the church?
Exactly.
Okay. And like Constantine's just like, fuck, no one can do this.
Exactly.
Even though like that's literally your thing.
Exactly.
That you're supposed to believe in all this spooky shit.
Exactly.
And I'm the only one who actually knows what I'm
spooky
doing.
shit of voodoo and Catholicism fail in this mission.
I feel like I identify with Constantine.
Exactly.
Man, I just want to go drink a lot and go to bed.
Yeah.
I identify with that.
I identify with that hardcore.
And again, in this comic, kicking off the Vertigo series with Sandman and like the Preacher.
These are the spooky ass comics that I never really read and that I would be super into. Like these are extremely my jam.
And especially fucking Sandman. If we do this again, I'd love to do a Sandman.
Sandman has the really hot girl death, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So if we do a Sandman one, I'd love to do that. But
this is on film, Ray. I don't care if you're drunk. You're committed for Sandman now.
Yep.
Fuck yes. Fuck yes. And excuse my French, but we are gonna do it. But
excuse your French, but we are gonna do it. You didn't even swear.
Oh, I didn't?
No.
Oh, shit.
No, he didn't say fuck yes.
So if we're gonna do this, no, because I love Vertigo. I love Vertigo comics.
So good.
With Hellblazer, Sandman, and Preacher, those were my jam back in the day. So if you get a chance, start with this comic because
this kind of kicked everything off.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. This is the working class Warlock that kind of kicks off this universe.
Wait, what is he? I didn't catch that the first 100 times.
I'm sorry, what was his job description again?
Working class Warlock?
Yes.
I do love the alliteration. It's delightful.
It's good.
Yeah,
like
it's good.
It's really, and I think it actually does sum up Constantine, like who he is as a person. Because as someone who's like only familiar with him from his appearances in Legends of Tomorrow and whatnot, it actually does bring more of a rounded picture of who this dude is. Like now, I just want to go out and drink with him and like commiserate about our day and like maybe ask him.
He would be an amazing drinking partner as long as he didn't drag you into any of his supernatural.
Exactly. No, because wouldn't it be cold?
I mean, maybe some light magic. I'm not opposed to it.
Just a little bit.
Why not?
I thought you could handle some light magic.
Like, I don't want to be possessed by a hunger demon, but like if some spooky spirits and shit want to come and fuck with us, like it sounds like a party.
Yeah, just something mild.
I'm okay with it.
I love it, to be honest.
You can handle it. You got the Constantine get up.
Exactly. I got it.
You should have worn that for this.
Oh shit.
Oh, I didn't even think of it until just now.
No, my God, I forgot. Maybe 2 on the nose.
Yeah,
maybe 2 on the nose.
Maybe.
No, because she didn't wear his antenna outfit.
That's true.
Maybe she would have said
that. That would have been interesting.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, no, I would not want to drink while wearing a corset.
That's fair.
No, but no, thank you so much for having us. This has been such a great thing.
Yeah. One of my favoriits. All right. Cheers. Cheers to Super Friends.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you.
Oh, wait. We got to do our plugs real quick.
Yes. Do your plugs.
She's going to do her plugs.
Okay. So I do a podcast about professional wrestling. I podcast on it's called Inside the Ropes. You can go to insidetheropes.co.uk to find kind of all of our central hub stuff. But podomatic.com/the Inside Network is where to find the direct link to our podcast. We also have a Patreon, patreon.com/inside the ropes. And you can also check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/inside the ropes. I am personally not on it, but like I work very closely with Kenny McIntosh. He's in Scotland. He has an accent. It's a whole thing. But he interviews a lot of wrestlers and stuff. So for any professional wrestling fans out there, like our YouTube channel is actually pretty prolific. And we have clips from live events with people like Mick Foley and Goldberg and Bret Hart and I'm trying to think of who else. Chris Jericho just put up a clip. Like, we've worked with some pretty big names in wrestling and whatnot. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, check that out. But basically Inside the Ropes, if you search us on Facebook or just go to insidetheropes.co.uk, there are links to everything that we do.
And
I
will put the link in
that'll be awesome.
Yeah,
also, if you're new to wrestling is basically like comics acted out.
Yeah, it's life. I mean, it's not like soap operas and suplexes, and it can be anything you want. Like there are some companies that lean more into the comic shit. There are some companies that lean more into the physicality of it. I mean, like you work with a company called Elote Lucha Libre here in Tulsa, and it's very much the charismatic masked characters, like cartoon kind of stuff, which is so much fun. But yeah, like wrestling's my favorite thing because it basically is like comics, but come to life with fighting and hurting and all that stuff. Exactly. And if you want to just talk to me on social media, I'm on Twitter at Sondra Ruth RW. I'm on Instagram at Sondra Ruth. That's where you can find me. Don't add me on Facebook. I won't add you back.
All the plugs. All the plugs. And you can just find me on Facebook and
he probably will add you back because he doesn't care.
Yeah, because I like friends. I like sharing my shit.
Yeah.
So and on Instagram, Martinez 3000. Just add me. I'll do it. I'll share my shit. Thank you so much, Kelly. This is so much fun.
This has been so much fun.
It was.